So let's just take a trip down memory lane as we dig into this little parish thing and what's going on. And so most of this comes from CARA. CARA is the research arm of the U.S. Church at Georgetown University, funded by the U.S. bishops. And you may or may not know that all parishes collect data on mass attendance. It gets sent to a central place, and it gets published in what's called the Kennedy Directory. You may or may not know this. Some of you, this is a repeat. Anyway, so that's where this comes from. In 1970, we were at roughly 48% mass attendance. So roughly half of our people coming out of the Second Vatican Council were coming on a weekly basis. By 2000, it had dropped to about 22%. And it's kind of, for the most part, stayed right around there. There's been a couple years it would go up to 23, then go down to 21, then go up to 22. But it's, for the most part, it's kind of been hovering right in that range. Now, what we don't know, and we'll have to wait and see, is where are the 2018 numbers when they did the October counts? Because as you are well aware of, in 2019, we'll have to watch these 2 years. Because as you all obviously know, Pennsylvania started the chain reaction of state's attorneys releasing all the names, and there was an effect on that. And it's now all over the country. Pennsylvania was one, but it's happening all over the place. By the way, personally, I don't think that's a bad thing. I just wish we'd do it all at one shot so that we can all heal together and be done instead of it keep peeling the scab off. But either way, so mass attendance, that's kind of where we're at. I don't know if you know where your mass attendance is at your parish or not. Those are averages. It is not atypical to see more urban areas either at the number or a little below. Rural areas do tend to be a little bit higher unless it's a long distance for people to come. Then they're seeing bigger drops. But rural parts of the country, going to mass and church is still a communal thing. And so they do tend to have higher numbers in the rural parts of the country. You may or may not know that it's not just mass attendance, it's participation in our Catholic schools, it's participation in religious education. The one that always jumps out at me is the bottom one. That only 42% of the families who are attending weekly are sending their kids to either Catholic school or religious education. Now that one's interesting to me. Right? Because if they didn't see it in the bulletin because they're not going to church, that's one thing, right? But when those are the good people, right? When only 42% of the people who are attending on a weekly basis are choosing to send their children to some sort of formation, whatever environment works for them, there's something going on there, right? And if you roll that out 5-10 years, that can be a major problem.